was it one of the hardest things you had to deal with as a young man that never had the opportunity to experience anything else but that right from 17?
It was hard in the sense that people wouldn't think it's hard.
Right.
And it was not so hard in other sense. It was hard because, and this is going somewhere else, but this is my feelings on it. It was hard because I'm around racism now to that degree. I've been around violence before. We came from violence, the projects and all that stuff. I seen some stuff, did some stuff. So that wasn't the part that was so different.
Right.
I mean, the same thing happened on the street happens in there. It's just that right there you behind a wall, and right there you can't get away from whatever. But what made it different and hard and confusing and all that was these white people, these racist, I mean, COs and judges and all that type of stuff. That was the whole different reality to me. Right. That's what made it hard.
That was something completely new.
Something completely new, something completely different than I thought would make it hard. You know what I mean? Right. Because like I said, even though I'm not familiar with being stabbed and all that, I've seen it and all that type of stuff, but I've seen the violence and that's not different. We know racism exists and all that type of stuff.
So it actually happened.
But when it happened directly to you, you really know it exists now. And that was the part that was different for me. Like,
right.
And it was like, because I'm used to responding to stuff now. How do you respond to being one black young boy in a circle of 16 COs that's standing around you and they calling you this, that, and the third?
Right.
Even though the same dude on the street that looked like me and you, if he would have said something crazy, we know what happens from there. But now they saying something crazy and they got their little weapons and now what do you do from there? Do you still be you?
Right.
All that type of stuff. Yeah, that was the part that was different, man.
Right.
That was the part that was different.
All right. So in there, did you take up any sports or?
I definitely did that. I couldn't get no trades. Because the thing about that, they got some stuff to offer so you can come back out here and be a little bit sharper. But you have to be on your best behavior while you're there.
Right.
And that's what went wrong with me. I still had a lot of this street energy when I first went through there.
Right. And
I was doing a lot of them things. And the sad thing about it, the reason why I stayed in so long, big homie, is because they use your history against you. You know what I mean? 14 and a half years. Of course I wasn't going crazy that whole 14 and a half years, or they wouldn't have never paroled me to begin with.
Right.
But when that time comes, they talking about, no, 5 years ago you did this, 3 years ago you did that, and they keep, you know what I mean, dragging it out.